Here's how we made a cinematic promotional video for one of the UK's biggest cleaning machine suppliers. Hi, I'm Rowan from Southpoint Films, and today we're taking a look at how we produced a scripted promotional video shoot for one of our main clients, ICE. The video itself promotes ICE's customer support platform SmartCall, which have been updated with new features like a live translation feature, an AI assistant, and a carbon calculator. At the very start of this project, I met up with ICE's marketing manager, Julie, to talk through what they were hoping to achieve with the video, as well as the different features they wanted to showcase. The video was going to be unveiled at the Cleaning Show, a massive industry trade show in London where many of ICE's main customers would be attending to find out all about the new innovations coming from the company. So it had to make an impact. We've worked with ICE on lots of different types of video projects over the years, from training videos to case studies, and we quickly worked out that this video needed a slightly different approach, since those videos that we often produce are shot in a fly-on-the-wall style, which I didn't think would be the right approach this time. I suggested that we should film 3 scripted scenarios showing the features in action, which everyone agreed was the right way to go, even if it was a bit different to our normal approach for ICE's video content. Following our meeting, I went away and put together a loose storyboard for the video, using AI-generated images to loosely convey my vision. One of the things that I was really keen to do was introduce some visual effects to show the software powering the platform, rather than simply filming the software on a phone or a computer screen, which we'd done in the past. In my opinion, filming phone and computer screens is okay, and we even did it a little bit in this video, but I find that it doesn't always look very exciting, especially if the video focuses heavily on what's being shown on a screen. The team at ICE agreed and liked the storyboard, so I wrote out a fleshed out voiceover and dialogue script along with screen directions which formalised what we were going to produce. This went through a few rounds of revisions to tweak the wording, then we were able to start filming. Because this video focused on a remote support service that's underpinned by video calls between cleaners and engineers, we were going to need 2 different video shoots to capture what we needed, one at a customer location and one at ICE's offices. For the location shoot, ICE had lined up a time slot for us to film at one of their customer sites, M&S in Hedge End near Southampton. We arrived at the store at 7 AM on a chilly morning in early March and quickly got to work, as we only had an hour or 2 available to us before the store opened and started filling with customers. It was a race against the clock. For this shoot, I was joined by my colleagues Hazel and Adam, who were there to handle lighting and sound, as well as to generally support with setting up and managing our camera and grip equipment. Given the tight window that we had to shoot the video in, their help was invaluable. Also on location were our client contacts Julie and Ria from ICE. They were going to appear in the video as cast for 2 of the scenes. We'd also hired an actor, Arnold, who spoke Hungarian and would act out the live translation scene for us. Since Julie and Ria were going to be with us for the full shoot as our client contacts, we shot out of sequence and started with the live translation scene. This meant that we could wrap Arnold promptly to avoid him needing to wait around while we did other bits of filming. Our camera on this shoot was a Canon C400, and we filmed a mix of tripod, dolly and slider shots with it. For lighting, we used a mixture of battery-powered Godox and aperture lights to light each scene. We used a lantern modifier on our Godox key light to give us a soft but omnidirectional light for the talent and their cleaning machines, and we used an Aperture 60X to provide a backlight just to provide a bit of separation from the talent and the background. We also used a C-stand and a small reflector to give us negative fill when we needed it. Because we were in a real store and there were shop workers bustling around us, getting ready for the store to open, we couldn't do anything about the existing lighting within the location itself, like turning it off. But thankfully, M&S stores have strong, opinionated lighting, not just overhead panels or fluorescent lights, so I felt like the location lighting complemented our scenes really well, even if we couldn't do anything to control it. For audio, we used a shotgun mic on a boom pole so that we wouldn't have visible lapel mics in the shot, as this isn't conventional for scripted video. Since the store was busy with workers, there was quite a lot of background noise, but we had a short script and could film a few different takes until we got one that wasn't interrupted by the bangs and clanks of people moving around. As I mentioned, we only had an hour or 2 to get our filming done before the store opened, but because the scenes were scripted and we had a clear idea of what we needed, we were able to get everything we needed without running over, and we even managed to get a few promo stills of each machine as well. A few days later, we filmed the second half of this video at ICE's offices, which is conveniently only 2 miles away from ours. We love a short commute. For this shoot, we were filming with 2 of ICE's engineering help desk staff who would complete the other halves of the smart calls made at M&S. These scenes were filmed with a Canon R5C camera, and we used a boom mic again for capturing audio. Lighting wise, we turned off the overhead lights in the office, as these are never that nice for video production. Instead, we used a Godox light with a deep parabolic softbox to give us lovely portrait lighting for the engineers, and we also used 2 smaller Godox lights to provide a hair light and to introduce some controlled light into the background to avoid Ice's offices looking too dark and gloomy. For this shoot, I was joined by Adam, and together we were able to get everything we needed in a couple of hours, including a few shots of Joe, one of Ice's engineers, working at a computer and looking at the carbon calculator dashboard. And with that, the filming for this project was completed. The next step was post-production, which had a very tight turnaround. The filming had wrapped on the 10th of March and the final video had to be ready by the 14th, ahead of the cleaning show the following week. Thankfully, we thought ahead and had already commissioned our voiceover artist Bethan to deliver the recorded script for us. This meant that we could quickly pull together a full assembly of the video, which Ice could approve, giving us the final timings and clip selections for the video itself. Having a prompt sign-off on the core of the video was really important because we'd chosen to hire both a motion graphic artist and a colorist to help us with this project. The motion graphic artist needed the final timings of the engineer calls to create the pop-over screens that I'd pitched in the storyboard, and the colorist needed all of the clips that we were going to use in order to grade them and send them back to us. Thankfully, the team at Ice were really prompt at giving feedback and approval on the video, and we were able to get the team working on their respective parts of the video without delay. Within a couple of days, both the motion graphic artist and the colorist delivered their work, and we were able to finalise the video ready for the show. Way back in our very first meeting for this project, Ice had explained that they wanted to show the video in some kind of VR or AR glasses that people could wear on their stand, to make more of an attraction out of the video instead of simply showing it on a screen like everyone else would be doing at the event. Although we ultimately decided not to film the video in a 360 or VR format, as we felt it would be too limiting creatively, I'd seen that you could now get XR glasses which can project a video feed in front of the viewer like a heads-up display. We bought some of these to try them out and were ultimately really happy with them for what we wanted. So, on the final day before the show, I loaded up the finished video onto a pair of iPads which would drive the headsets, as well as provide a fallback option for anyone who couldn't use a headset for some reason. Seeing the video on display at the show with people coming over to it to watch it on the XR glasses felt like a huge success, and I was really proud of the work we'd done to make it happen. So there you have it. That was a look behind the scenes at a fairly ambitious and interesting promotional video project, from concept to delivery and how we pulled it off. If you're looking for a video for your business or brand, let's have a chat and see how we can do something similar for you.